Hello, I'm René Morales.
I'm Diana Nawi. I'm an associate curator at the Miami Art
Museum,
and I co-curated this exhibition.
It's called New York, Miami 2013. Miami Art Museum has always felt a particular desire and responsibility to serve the artistic community here. We've been developing very much side by side with this community over the last 15, 20 years or so. New York, Miami 2013 is the second installment in a recurring series of exhibitions that Miami Art Museum has been organizing, centering around local artistic production.
So the format of this show aims to kind of capture the collaborative spirit of Miami art production, but it also is experimental in its own right. We've invited two artists, Emmett Moore and Consuelo Castañeda, to work together with each of the artists and with us, the curators, to develop a unique environment for the display of each work. So I'm standing in front of a hedge wall. This is one of a number of architectural kind of exhibition design interventions that Consuelo Castañeda and Emmett Moore worked together to devise to kind of bring elements of the city of Miami into the gallery. This hedge wall, for instance, you might find at the entrance to a party with people taking their photos in front of it. You might find it at an outdoor cafe in South Beach, but it's completely artificial, and I think that really speaks to the way that Miami kind of creates false environments or kind of conjures up a fantasy of a certain place. This is a sculpture by Sinesa Kukic. It's one of two sculptures that he's including in the exhibition alongside a series of works on paper. This work was in Sinesa's studio when we went and saw it in a kind of unfinished state, and you can see these two chairs bound together. And what he devised with the two artists who helped work on the exhibition design was to do the final pour of resin over his sculpture in the gallery space. So there's a unique kind of patio platform that we built in this space as a pedestal for his work. And then he came into the gallery over the course of 3 days and poured colored resin over this sculpture to achieve this really luminous kind of rainbowed effect. And when you look at the platform, you see that the work has become bound through this kind of pouring and puddling of materials to its actual kind of environment in the exhibition. This is a work by L'Oreal Beltran. It's a sculpture. It's made of marble, granite, and cement. It's actually made from a found countertop. From a kitchen, you can see the sinkholes here and the other architectural kind of elements. And it's been filled with a different kind of granite and then mounted in this kind of classical column. And it's very much a reference to Miami's material culture and the way that certain artifacts of this city, which might be, for instance, somebody remodeling their house, somebody flipping their house, or somebody stripping a house after it's in foreclosure for its valuable materials.
My name is Gideon Barnett. I'm an artist. I work in photography. All of the work that I have in the show was made in Miami over the past year. I'm showing two bodies of work, one of which is a set of large-scale digital composites. They're pictures that I make that depict multiple events that happened in a single location over a span of time. Those large works are played off of a series of smaller works that were made in one spot on Collins Avenue. It's 763 Collins Avenue.
My name is Tom Shakluna. I've been in Miami now for 13 years. This piece is called Public Sculpture. Basically, these bike racks have been relocated from their original position, and they've been taken from outside and placed inside the museum. This piece is very much participatory based. It's going to involve people actually locking up their bikes, using the MAM lobby as a secure place to lock up their bikes. I'm also curious as to the interaction between the public using the bike racks and the museum community. You know, I guess generally a lot of the people who are using the bike racks don't intend to come into the museum. By placing the bike racks in here, it's forcing an interaction.
I first came across this sign 3 years ago in Wynwood, and I thought it was an opportunity to make a direct ready-made of purchasing something, acquiring it from the owner, and then relocating it. So the recontextualization of it is exactly the same, but in a different spot than its original context. And I think ironically a lot of people do remember the history of when it was first placed, because the Centrist Tower was It's not just a building designed by MP, it's the first architecture building in Miami. So as Miami's growing up, the president of this bank, the chairman of the board, ended up hiring one of the most famous architects of the world who was doing the triangles in front of the Louvre pyramid to design his bank. Whenever I place something outside, which I do a lot of public work, I don't really anticipate too much of a reaction from the public because it's always a surprise. And I think in this case, it's obvious of that as well. So the surprise has been that it's been well received.
There's a very kind of special dimension to the timing of the show in that this is the last exhibition that is being presented in this space, in the current Philip Johnson designed facility, before we close for a couple of months and then reopen in a brand new facility that's being designed by Herzog de Meuron in the fall of 2013. So it really feels like we're celebrating this new move alongside this artistic community, and at the same time we want to use the timing of all of this to signal that we intend to continue this level of collaboration and mutual participation, mutual support in the new building.